manager to log into Roll20.
Okay, I'm recording, so whenever you're ready.
Do the scene, yeah.
I'll be back at the house.
Sure. All right, everybody ready?
Yep.
Go.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna start with a cool fade in. You see dark nimbus stratus clouds dotting the sky on this overcast day. The camera slowly turns down to a couple of mounted horses lightly galloping through the light pattering of rain. And in the distance, you see a town fade out. You see three people seated at a table. Jacques Sheps, Nerix Alrund, and the one and only Zaid Khaldoun.
Ooh.
I gave a peace sign, even though you guys can't see it.
I will be speaking as Jacques. Josh will be speaking as Zaid, and my sister Mary will be speaking as Nerix.
Wait, Mary's
Jacques
here?
starts. I hope your travel here was not too bad. This region is quite different than Wati. Well, anywhere in Osirian, really. Have you read over the confirmation, Chapter 8 in the Spiral?
Yes, I have, Lieutenant Alrund. Yes, I have, Lieutenant Alrund. Has gone over the lieutenants and the ones that are no longer applicable.
He has. He acknowledged them in oath before the lady.
I do not know how much Nerix has told you. There's something afoot here. Something evil. We have found traces of it all over Ustalav. Lepestad, Caliphus, Kavapesta, even small towns like Ravengrow and Ilmarsh. Jacques puts a symbol of Urgathoa down on the table, then puts another symbol of a gagged skull.
There is a professor in Ravengrow, Professor Lorimore. Meet with him and see what he knows. He is a traveler. If he is not there, talk with his daughter, Kendra. They are both devout followers of the lady and should welcome you by her grace.
The best way to fulfill Our Lady's will is to destroy those who would sully her domain.
I will honor the lady's will by using the gifts of her divine power to eradicate this evil. At first light, I will send for Ravengrow.
Jacques nods to Zaid, then grabs the symbol of Pharasma. May the spiral hold us.
I grab my symbol of Pharasma. May the spiral hold us.
And Zaid grabs his symbol of Pharasma. May the spiral hold us.
Fade out.
Interesting.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
She says hi back.
That's our first ever guest star in any campaign we've ever done.
Jeez,
I was
that's
gonna
pretty
say,
sweet.
I feel special.
time telling Scott what I think you guys should do.
Oh, so you know we're idiots. That's not good.
The first 2 episodes, I was like, why haven't they brought you Kendra?
Yeah. He was like, why the fuck haven't they spoken to Kendra about any of this? She speaks for Regent. They know this.
But clearly, we all have extreme, what's the word I'm looking for?
ADHD.
No, I was thinking of,
This
thinking men are superior.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
we're
Misogyny.
Yes, misogyny. We're all extreme misogynists, that's why.
we've all been red pilled to death.
All right.
Even REN, which is very confusing.
I know, right?
So,
She knows her.
you guys are at the house. Recap on last time. You guys did some exploring in the thing, and then you went back to the house. You noticed that Gibbs did not do anything overnight.
Good.
Nothing happened to him. And you guys wake up in the morning, and what do you want to do?
Church, I'm
We got
already
to
there.
sleep.
Go to Disney
Huh?
World.
We got to sleep from the last time.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went back to the house and slept.
Okay, I just didn't realize that it took the whole day at Harrowstone. So I just
Oh, so I should be at
was
full health
redo-
then.
yeah, redo my or my health real quick.
Yep.
Beep bloop.
All the spells, all the channel positive energies back. Okay.
You guys, I would assume, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume that you would want to do some research.
Yeah, weren't we gonna go talk to what's
We
his
talked to
face?
We're gonna talk to the priest.
The
Yeah.
necromancer.
The one that Andrew claims is a necromancer. Yes.
Yeah, the father,
Yeah.
I mean the
Father
priest.
Grimborough. Yeah, right. Isn't that his name?
Yeah, not the necromancer. What am I talking about?
Bearing the lead. Yeah. Ariane and I are already there apparently. So.
Let me put Father Grimborough in there. I
Oh
don't know
man,
where-
what a G.
Hang on, let me show you what he looks like one more time. Look at
Oh
him.
God.
Yeah, he reminds me of the dude from Beauty and the Beast that ran the insane asylum.
Wait,
He
I
just
thought
seems like
I thought he was a worshiper of Pharasma, not Jesus Christ. Why is he wearing a priest's outfit?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I can't move my character.
Oh, look at that. He's literally wearing
Oh,
the
I
Catholic
think I
collar.
replaced it. Hold on.
He's got a cask on and everything.
Controlled by.
Unless
There you go. Now you can.
Yep. Dope.
that's why I'm here, PJ. Since I'm
Okay,
I'm
so-
a worshiper of Pharasma.
You guys want to do what? You guys want to? I think you've learned everything about the Whispering Way that you can from just basic knowledge and through
My two
lore
nat
more
20s.
So just another brief recap. You went to Harrowstone. You sensed a lot of evil that seems like it's seeping from it. You found runes that are no longer active, and Bersho tried to climb up a staircase and kill himself, but you guys did not allow him to. And then, a house collapsed on you, and then you went back.
On some of us. I would like to point out,
Yeah, on some of you.
not all of us.
Says the one who nearly killed himself climbing up a staircase.
Hey, you know what? At least I didn't have a house fall on top of me.
I would much rather fall from that than stupidity.
Boom.
I mean, you all could have gone up there. It's fine. You all could have gone up there.
No, I mean I knew it was gonna be haunted, and right when we sat down, we were gonna get nuked. I'm
Yeah.
glad we left.
I wanted it to be haunted. I wanted to get some blood flowing.
So I'm looking back at our last
So-
rolls, and it's like 4, 2, 5, 8, 4, 2, 4. Like we would have gotten crushed if we'd done that. So we're
Well,
Those
good.
are all D8.
Oh, they're all D8s. Never mind. Then we would have been fine. We would have been
This is why you climb the stairs.
fine.
Exactly. You shouldn't have just let him.
I'm just messing.
I,
All right.
I shouldn't have said shit. I should have just been like,
We're having fun.
Do we
We're
need
having fun.
Yeah, we are. Do we
Right.
need Boz? Oh my gosh.
Getting
Trada.
the bad rolls. Getting the
Yeah,
bad rolls
that's
out of
true.
it, yeah.
Cleanse
Oh,
your
there you
soul while
go.
you're here.
Wait, did you roll a D8?
You roll.
No, it was a D20.
Oh man.
Bowser, get in the temple.
Oh, God, Lord.
Sorry.
It's
I
going to be a long day.
at least I rolled my favorite number, but that is a bad roll.
Okay, so you guys
Get
need to
him out,
figure
get him out.
out what, the 3 other prisoners?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know everything about the
Every-
Whispering Way.
Everything we know is written in my notes, which I have tagged in the Discord. So
I'm
Is it
pretty
like
sure
a
I'm the
Google
only one
sheet
who
where
reads.
it auto updates, Josh, or do you have to
It-
upload it every single time?
Nope, it is an auto updating Google sheet, and the link is
Excellent.
in the Discord.
Excellent.
Josh, I hate to put a damper on your parade, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's read that.
I have open
That's so
right
true.
now.
I read the Pathfinder notes.
Anonymous Blobfish is currently in it reading right now.
Yeah, fuck my dick.
All right, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to go to the Temple of
I should call
Plasma?
it Carrion Crown notes, actually.
Or do you want to Do you want
Is there
to
two
forward your
R's?
friend off to Karen?
No,
Yeah.
the temple is fine. I think I'd be okay going to the temple. I think we're already here.
There we
so.
go.
Okay. Just the 4 of you are going, and what time are you going?
Oh yeah, should we bring
Oh,
Kendra with us?
Hang on. I
Talk
wanted
to Kendra!
When we like got home from Harrowstone, I wanted to try and read PJ's book again, if that's
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what all did I tell you about it?
Dick all? Nothing?
I'll say pretty much nothing.
not
I don't
not
remember
much.
a whole lot.
I showed you what's his name?
No, you said something about like his something was circled, like in the
Yeah, I showed you a
genealogy. Yeah, it was something circled. I can't remember off the top of my head though.
Hold on, I'll show you. I'll bring up another picture since you scrubs are bad at this. Copy. Paste. Oh, hopefully that works. Nope, didn't work.
Who's bad at this now?
Me.
Hmm.
Maps, no, creatures, PCs. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'll show you. The name on here is correct. So what you see is what it is.
Is it in the Carrion Crown text or is it in?
I'm going to show you a screenshot of it.
You
Oh,
guys,
screenshot.
did you guys know that they added
Yeah.
PDF importing into Roll20 now?
That
How is that
is
guy?
the name and person that was circled.
Count Lucien.
Where was this
Galdana.
circled?
Oh,
In PJ's
yeah,
book?
You put that in the notes. You put that in the notes, Josh.
Count Lucinian Galdana.
Really sounds like a Star Wars character.
Where-
You may as well.
Where did I put it at?
I thought you put it in the important people.
I don't see him, but I'll have it
Nope.
now.
Okay.
So who's this guy?
That is
He's the guy. Go ahead.
in Bosrath's genealogy tree. This is the name that is circled. There just happens to be a picture of him as well.
Isn't Bother that's supposed to be like a orc of some sort?
I'm a half.
He's a half orc
Hmm.
that
He
looks
is a half
more
orc.
human. That
There,
looks human.
after another night of studying through this,
Am I allowed
you
to
can
linguistics check or do I?
you notice another name on the mother's side, but there's only one name, and that name is
The
this
Lord.
Adrissa.
I'm gonna make a separate page or a separate section for PJ's backstory so we can keep it straight.
There you go.
I'm gonna call it Bosrath book.
But you only see, like, think of this as like a big fold out, not necessarily, it's like notes in a book, but there's like a middle section that you can pull out and you can open it up, like unfolded, and it gives you a tree of his genealogy. And on the left side is a couple of names that are circled. One of them is Count Lucinian Galdana, and the other one, there's only one name on his mother's side, and all you see is Adrissa. That's all. That's the only name that you see on the mother's side. It is not circled.
Bosrath, do you know an Adrissa on your mother's side?
I've never met anyone on my mother's side, unfortunately. I'm not very familiar with my heritage.
So you only know people from your father's side.
I kind of shy away and say, I don't really know anyone.
Oh, that is very sad.
I appreciate it, but I don't need your pity. I've made it this far on my own.
Well, I mean, you can still feel sorry for people, even though they don't want to.
I appreciate your help, nonetheless.
We'll
Maybe
keep
this
we'll,
will
we'll, we'll
further
keep
on.
working at it. We'll keep working at it together, Bazarath. We'll find you your answers.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
Just for notes in regarding to that little interaction, Bosrath, you only have memories of your father. You have no memories of your mother. You only have memories of your father. And even those are blurry.
Yes, those aren't very good. As far as like detail wise.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So you guys go into the temple. What do you want to do?
Saeed, I think we should have Father Grumbro examine the sword we found inside of the tomb.
Oh yes, that is a good idea. Let me bring it out. He and I seem to have not really agreed last time we talked. So, is somebody with a high charisma skill want to talk to him instead?
I'm not the man.
I can do that. I can do it.
Get his orcish dick out.
Here's a
I
little
said
bit of luck.
I can talk.
Take enhanced diplomacy too, and Ariane will say, Bosrath, here's a little bit of luck for talking to this foul man, who's probably a necromancer.
Let's not go that far.
Not probably. He is.
Whoa. God himself opens up the clouds and speaks down upon us. He's a necromancer.
Before we storm into the temple, I kind of rally everyone and we do a sort of a pre-game meeting.
Okay, we huddle up.
Well, not.
We all
All right, what's the play, coach?
It's Airbud style. We're all just get in a circle.
No, I turn around and I say, we're not entirely sure of this man's intentions. We know it's a little up in the air. Do we want to do this quietly or do we want to do this loud?
I say we keep the peace in this town, for we are not loved by everyone here. I think if it's all the same with Etrada, I think you should keep an eye, Etrada that is, on his motives. So just make sure he's telling the truth for the right reasons.
Yeah, I don't trust this guy. I'll be looking out.
Thank you.
I don't understand everyone's apprehension here. Since I'm also a Pharasma worshiper, I don't understand why everyone hates this guy so much. So I'm kind of on the outs here.
Well, I look to Zaid and I say, "You're the one most familiar with his deity."
Yes, the Grave Mother.
Yes. How would you recommend we move forward to get answers from him?
The Grave Mother much dislikes necromancy, so if this tool is somehow associated with the skeleton uprisings, then I think he'll be most interested in determining what it is at its true heart.
Okay. I hold my hand out to Zaid and say, "Do you mind passing me the tool so I can approach him?"
Of course, here, take it. He hands it over to him.
Yeah, fuck it, I don't care.
I've never used it.
I take the sword. Do I feel anything from it, Scott, or am I just kind of chilling?
You get hard.
You
up right now.
You just feel like it just seems empty.
Empty how, I guess.
Like it just feels like a sword.
Okay.
It doesn't feel.
Zaid did.
Yeah, it doesn't feel magical to you. You can sense magic on it, but you don't know what it is.
We haven't heard the voice. It was only Zaid, and he never told anyone about it. So we can only assume that, like, I guess from a game standpoint, guys, I'm only doing it because it had like, it might
It's
have
a cursed
religious.
item.
Well, it might have religious properties. So that's why I was like, oh, it has all the scarabs on there. And so, like, it could be like a sign from Pharasma or from Urgathoa, you know, that there could
God.
be some, like, unholiness on it, potentially. And so that's why I was like, maybe we need to get this checked out. So.
Get it blessed.
While I'm assuming you guys are discussing this before you get in, right?
No, we're actually
Correct.
standing on top of the pews, like.
He's watching us have this conversation.
So he's in the back, just like, these fucking jokers again. God damn it.
Yeah, we talked about
Please
this on the way
bless
over
me.
here, like
Okay.
on our walk over here.
Everybody do a perception check before you walk into the building.
Oh dear God! All right.
Okay, I before we go in, I ask everyone, really quickly, do we want to go in as a unit, or do we want me to go in and have you hang
Gosh,
out?
where did you move yourself?
I'm underneath Burshow, I believe.
Who moved themselves over here?
I would say we all need to stick together.
Oh
please.
no, I got teleported down. There we go.
Okay, everybody do a perception check. Right meow.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
22.
I rolled a 15 for a 15.
Which one's perception again? Sorry.
The one then.
It's on perception.
D20, and it says perception on your skills to the right of your page.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, it's. 23.
Oh, damn.
Man, you are bricked up.
So
Let's see
let's
for me.
let's put this. Yeah, let's put it exactly how it was. Yeah. So as you guys are walking in, so you're moving up this way. You start to, round into the thing. Oh, that's not right. Bosrath and Arian, you notice on the poles that are right here, a pretty prominent piece of paper, posted to the bigger than all the other poles.
Oh, so they're a
Or
size
bigger
queen.
than all the other papers.
Size queen.
Bosrath, do you see that?
I was just about
Parchment.
to ask you the same question. I stopped in my tracks. Can you make out what it is?
You know, I can't see very well. Let me go take a peek.
Do you both want to go?
Real quick. How high up is it? Is it like accessible by stairs?
It's eye level.
Oh, okay. Then let's both go check it out. If it was very high, I was gonna say try to get up there.
I'm just kind of
Alright,
leaning
so
against the
Move over
front of
here
the
and
church.
check it out.
Over where?
Yep.
Atrada and I are just
Yeah,
chilling.
Yep. Okay. We go and inspect.
So as you're looking around on the message board, you see a lot of miscellaneous things about like things going missing, like items. You hear or you see things about graves being like grave robbers. You see things about like people stating that that they thought that they saw a skeleton. You see a couple like things about like more animals missing. But the big piece of paper says urgent town meeting 2 days. There have been disturbances throughout the town. Please, if you have experienced a disturbance, show up. And it is signed by Sheriff Benjamin Kaler.
Oh,
He's the
God.
guy from the library, right?
Yes.
Oh, that dickhead? Cool. Oh. I look at I look at Ariane and say, how many more people do you think are gonna be at this thing?
There's going to be more than we care to admit. A lot of these grievances are from Mr. Gibbs, it seems, and he might not be the only one under persuasion, if you know what I mean.
We should go for ourselves when the time comes.
I think we need to relay this to the group to let them know that there's been far more disturbances
I
that
agree.
have been happening.
I agree. Let's get them involved. And we skip our way back to the group with our news.
All right.
And
You guys want to tell them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look to both of them and say, I fear our friend Gibbs is not the only one causing grievances in this town. So much so that the sheriff has just called the town meeting 2 days from now.
Should we out ourselves as information about this, or should we just go and observe?
I feel
I think
it'd be best to observe.
I'll say we observe until we see a reason not to.
I don't
Keep in
feel
mind that you
drawing
have-
attention to ourselves is good.
Keep in mind that you guys did not inform him of any weird happenings that you have seen.
Right.
All right. You guys can talk that out, and whenever you're ready, go ahead and move yourself in.
I have a question real
Yeah,
fast. So, to the group,
Yeah.
do we think that Gibbs is going to go? He could spoil our whole subterfuge if he reveals that he was taken over.
We'll need to talk to him before he starts talking.
All right, sounds good.
He can't. We'll have to let him know that discretion is best in this situation for now.
I agree, for his safety and ours.
Exactly. If we bring his safety into it, he'll understand.
All right, Bosrath, lead with me. Let's go talk to Father Grimborough.
Let's go have a conversation with this guy. And we kick the doors in.
As we walk up, I'll hand Bosrath's sword.
I take the sword from Zaid. And look around for Father Grimborough.
You see Father Grimborough, like there's an altar back here in the back, and you just see him, moving around up there.
Do we need to roll perception now that we've entered the building?
I mean, you can if you want.
Let's all roll perception real fast.
Let's not.
go.
Atrada's got it down.
Never mind, Charlie, you got it.
Okay. So I'm assuming Atrada, being the antisocial diva that you are, you're just scoping around this place, yes?
Talking to you, Joe.
You're muted, bro.
Holy shit! I've been muted for like a 20. Okay.
I was wondering why you weren't talking.
Yeah. I'll in on keeping Gibbs safe. By the way, that was my big concern.
Okay.
The townspeople are going to him, so that's good.
Okay, thanks for letting us know.
Yeah. No, I'm just scoping out this general area here. Yeah.
Okay. So he is scoping out the area. You can see that there are there's like a couple of townsfolk over here sitting in some pews that are just chatting. You can't really hear what because you're just kind of moseying around, just keeping an eye out. And you see two what looks like clergy members over here, who look not necessarily distraught, but concerned.
You found the altar boys.
God damn it. Oh,
Sorry, that was super obvious but super hilarious.
in the other corner is Father Coon showing young boys.
Oh my god. Too real. We've hit too real territory.
What was the really tall guy's name?
Father
Stretch.
Stretch. Cool.
Oh
Yeah, Brother Stretch is cool. I think he has Parkinson's.
He's still
Anyway.
alive.
Yeah.
I knew Charlie and Lanesa went the way of the dinosaur, but I didn't know. I thought Stretch had too.
No, but he's apparently he's starting to get sick. So anyway,
Well, all right.
So you see people over here, you see people over here, and you see Father Grimborough back here.
Cool.
Just walking around.
We respectfully make our way to Father Grimborough.
Okay. The steps for like the rise to the altar are right here. So you can just walk up the steps or wherever you want to do.
We'll walk up the steps. I rally the party and we go up.
Yep. So again, at what point can I sense motive on this old man?
I mean, you're pretty close now.
As you walk up, he looks kind of disdainfully down towards you.
Yeah,
like looking down his nose at us.
Yeah.
Add 2 to that for a sense motive.
Holy shit.
You can tell that he is agitated that no one bowed upon entering up to the altar.
Oh.
Not even the Pharasma worshiper?
Unless they Saeed. How dare you?
What'd I do?
Am I still where I'm at? Sorry, guys. I had
No,
take care of
I think
something.
we were moving as a collective.
Okay. I mean,
as we walk up,
as a cleric, I would have given the respect regardless of whoever it was, just because it's a church or whatnot. So
sure.
So one of you paid reverence before entering or before getting to the altar.
I would, yeah. I mean, I would have when you walk into church, you bless yourself with the cross or whatever. I would have at least bowed my head and out of respect before.
Scott, I would argue that if Andrew were here and hadn't been taking care of something, he would have cued us in that we would have needed to bow. So I would like to redo that scenario and have Andrew tell us to.
Wait, we're supposed to bow?
No.
Just make a sign of reverence before approaching the altar.
Jenny.
Oh, yeah, I just assumed that I did that because I've done it 3 billion times in my life.
Okay. So, again, since Andrew was kind of out of commission there, I would request permission to redo that.
Okay. All in agreement that you all bowed.
Yep.
Aye.
Okay.
They can just copy whatever I do because to me it'd be like second nature. You know?
Sure, yeah.
As we're walking to see what he does, I see he genuflex and I do the same.
Sure. So instead of him looking disdainfully down at you, he nods to the follower of Pharasma, and you guys don't have a great rapport with him, but as you approach, he goes, "Well, it's very interesting to see this group again. How can I help you today?"
I approach him respectfully and say, "Father, in our travels, we've come across something interesting that really has puzzled all of us here. We were hoping maybe you should shed some light onto its uses, its history, anything that you may be able to tell from it. Would you mind taking a look at it? Do I need to roll diplomacy for this? Should I roll diplomacy for this?
You can if you want. I mean,
Yeah, fuck. And Hanson, you gave me boost diplomacy, right?
Yeah, you get +2.
So that's +2 on a +3, so that's a roll d20 +5. Show me potatoes. Ah, shit, hang on. Show me potato salad. 14.
okay. You look up to him, or actually not really look up to him. I guess he's on a little bit higher of a ground than you because he's, up on, like, standing at the altar, and there's a couple steps between you. But you reach the sword up to him, and he goes, Is this your sword?
It's not mine, no. We found it in our travels.
Where did you find this?
I look up to God and say, Scott, where the hell were we?
You were stealing the ghost hunting equipment that was in the false crypt.
Cool,
Don't say
cool.
that because that's where the church. That's the church. That's the church's items. So I wouldn't say that. Just say it's in the Forsaken Lands or whatever.
Oh, I like to say we found it while we were searching the Forsaken Lands.
Okay, roll bluff check.
Fuck, damn it.
Your bluff should be pretty good.
My bluff is pretty good. Hang on.
Okay, that should be fine. Right?
Yeah, my bluff is +3. Hang on. Do I have to beat a 13?
Yeah, you got to beat a 13.
All
Hang
right.
on. Do I have a bottle cap?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
What's a bottle cap?
I had one,
It's
but
a
I already
reroll.
used it.
Yeah, I think I already used mine too.
Hey, all right.
Who barely?
We'll take it.
He looks at you and sees that you're, kind of searching for the words, and he goes, I don't know much about the Forsaken Lands, but I haven't traveled as much as you lot have.
I look to him and I say, I apologize for my stuttering. It was a shaking experience for us. We nearly lost some of our party members.
I see sometimes adventuring can provide some struggles. Keep it in your hands for a moment. And he moves his hand over top of it, and then moves it back over top of it the opposite way, this time with his eyes closed. And he goes, this seems like it is a magical, or somewhat, maybe a dormant magical item. However, it does not radiate any evil. Go ahead and place it on this altar.
I move and place the sword on the altar.
He notices the scarabs on it. Everyone do a perception check.
Can I do a knowledge religion or
picks up the sword, starts flying, and decapitates all of us.
19.
He starts speaking in an infernal language, and the sword levitates, gets wreathed in flames, and attacks all of you, and you're dead. Pick new characters, please.
I have a good backup, so that's fine.
I want to be Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh my god!
$8 for this fucking character. You're not taking it away from me.
Yeah, same actually.
All right, so the highest was a 20.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the 19. So
The lowest was a 5. Does that matter?
Yeah, the sword actually rolls a touch attack on you. Touch attack is a 19. What's your touch AC?
My touch AC, I believe, is 11.
Okay, it does 24 points of damage. Are you still up?
Yeah, I'm at -5. I have a con of 14, so I'm fine.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
you're very nonchalant about this. I was like,
Yeah, they haven't listened to Glass Cannon. They don't know the goofs and the gaffs.
When you see, so when you're observing this, both Bosrath and Atrada, when you see him, he starts to just kind of like hover his hand over the hilt of it, and you see what you think is like the scarab come to life.
can I reach? At what point can I reach for my bow just to not have to do an action during combat? If this is all happening, like, does this happen?
I mean, you can do it at any time.
Yeah,
you can do it at any time. I
Well,
will
just-
let you know if you pull your bow out in the middle of a temple. You
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
the reception behind it will not be positive.
Bring it
But
on.
you can do it if you want.
Churchgoers, what do I care?
Actually, you know
no,
what? I'll let you do it. You can climb the stairs up to the balcony, and you can pull your bow out in a temple.
That's fine. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
You see this, what you think is the scarab come to life for a brief second, but it kind of seems like it didn't really happen. And you see like this, like soft blue light just race from the bottom of the hilt to the tip of the sword. And that's it. And that's all you see. And right when that happens, the Father Grimborough says, I can keep this here for safekeeping if you'd like. It seems like it might have some magical properties. I can keep it here to study and figure out its purpose.
So we're the only ones that saw that.
I would
Like,
let
nobody
Zaid. I would let Zaid decide that. Like
You guys are the only ones who saw it. You, Bosrath, and Natrata are the only ones who saw it.
I looked at Father Grimbar and say, just a moment. I moved to Zaid. I say, did you see what happened when he held his hand over the sword?
No, I missed it. What happened?
When he held his hand over the sword, it appeared to emit a low blue light from the base to the tip.
Oh, the Lady of Graves. Her color is blue, hence my robes.
Do you think she's imbued in the sword, or is given the sword a blessing?
Perhaps she has blessed it. Maybe whatever curse was upon it has been cured.
Then maybe we should keep it for ourselves.
there was a curse upon it.
Perhaps a curse. I don't know.
Father Grimborough overhears and he says, there isn't a curse now, but I can't say that there wasn't or won't with there or
I hand him his stroke medicine.
or it will not have in the future. But in this sacred temple, I can keep it safe from. If it did have a curse, it will be purged by the power of the lady here.
I have a question and a proposal for you. If you allow us to research for the day, we will let you keep watch with the sword overnight, perhaps giving it a bit of rest that it needs. But I do wish to take it in the morrow, just in case. It seems to be a blessing from the lady, and we were the ones who found it after all. But if you would like some time with it, we will gladly trade for some time in your library.
Good call.
He looks down at the sword. He looks up at you. He looks at Bosrath, and he looks over to the two like clergymen that were over there, and he goes, Drac. And oh, I always forget the other one's name. Drac and the other guy, come here. And these two guys come over, two clergymen, and he goes, please grab some of the garments that we have in my personal area and wrap this, and please take it up to the second floor.
Hey, real quick, can we pause just for a hot second? I think I hear Sam crying. Give me just 1 second.
Yep. Good. I'll take a piss all the seconds. This is very titillating.
Oh, well, if I have the chance, I'm going to go figure out what the heck the dog's barking at.
Keep dying, don't you? I don't know. You died a lot on that one time.
I sense motive on the clergymen as they approach us.
Yes, you can sense motive on anybody you want.
Okay. Doing it.
Roll it.
Oh, man.
You know that they are secret lovers and are having a lover's spat.
Adorable.
Never mind. Someone was having a baby on 90 Day Fiance.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it? I went to the bedroom. I'm like, "Where's the monitor?" I thought I heard it right. He's like, "Am I deaf?" I'm like, "I don't think so." But and he was like looking for a pacifier, and I was like, "I could have sworn I heard something." She's like, "Oh yeah, this one just had a baby." I'm like, "God fucking damn it!"
I'm back.
Is everybody back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So essentially, he tells both of them to wrap it in holy garments and take it up to the second floor loft.
Better be the clean garments.
What?
I don't want it coming back being speckled in white.
I'm pretty sure the sword is black, so that's impossible, unless you want him to paint it.
No, that's what I'm saying. If they use the dirty garments, it's going to have white all over it. I don't want that.
Oh, ew. That's nasty.
They were the altar boys, weren't they?
They were the clergymen. They were not altar boys. They were clergy. They were like, what do you call the ones that aren't really priests? That are right below priests?
Deacons?
Deacons, yep. They were deacons.
Oh, so this is a Dark Souls boss.
Yep. I mean,
It's
he is
okay,
a
Josh,
necromancer, so...
I already rolled a sense motive and they were clean. I did an ocular
Did
count.
anyone else? Did anyone else just start hearing Latin music?
I think I've been listening to too much of Troy because my brain is in his humor wheelhouse right now.
Too much of what?
Troy from Glass Cannon.
He's a DM.
All right, let's go.
I thought you were Troy. I was like, I didn't take you for a speed metal guy.
All right, so he agrees to that. He says, he tells them to take it up to the second floor. He agrees to this. He points you to the library, and he says, if you guys need any nourishment on while you are doing your research in the back area back here, there's a pantry. Feel free to take what you need.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father Grimborough. That's very kind of you.
Don't thank me, thank the lady, for she is what gives us this.
Okay,
Sure,
well, thank the
anyway.
lady.
Saeed nods.
He walks away.
Carrion also nods.
I bow respectfully as we walk down from the altar.
Okay, so you guys don't have to roll. I'll just say that you take 20 and spend until the night researching the remaining parts of the Whispering Way. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Sound good?
All right, let me find this. Okay. Josh, tell me the last thing that you have on the Whispering Way.
All right.
Research.
I don't have a whole lot written out. I just kind of summarized it. I said Professor Lorimore talked about these a-holes a lot, even up until he died. They're a sinister organization of necromancers in the Inner Sea region and have been here for about 1,000 years or thousands of years. Sometimes they can even be undead. And the Whispering Tyrant was a member of the Whispering Way. That's all I have.
Okay. So everybody listen up. This is the last two pieces of research that you have to do on the Whispering Way. You just have 3 more prisoners to do research on.
Sick.
Wow. Cool.
All right. The Whispering Way itself is a series of philosophies that can only be transferred via whispers, hence the Whispering Way. The philosophies are never written or spoken of loudly, making the exact goals and nature of the secretive philosophy difficult for outsiders to learn much about. Exact details on the society are difficult to discern, but chief among the Whispering Way's goals are discovering formula for creating liches and engineering the release of the Whispering Tyrant. Agents often travel to remote sites or areas plagued by notorious haunts or undead menaces to perform field research or even to capture unique monsters. Their symbol is a gagged skull, and those who learn too many of the Way's secrets are often murdered and their mouths mutilated to prevent their bodies from divulging secrets via Speak with Dead.
That's pretty metal.
So essentially, if you find out about them or try to track them or anything like that or get too close to them, they make sure that when they kill you, that you don't have a way to speak with them by like not having a head or not having a mouth or something like that, so that you cannot speak to them, or you cannot, they can't reveal their secrets.
Hey, Scott, didn't we find a book with that emblem on it? Was it in the professor's or was it in the flashback that you read about?
It was in the flashback. It was both in Josh's flashback and it was in your flashback as well.
I was going to say, I thought that was in my flashback at the very end.
Yep, there was a book that had a symbol of a gagged skull, and Josh's most recent one, there was a symbol of a gagged skull that Jacques Shepis has placed on the thing on the table.
We got some linked story here, Andrew.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was not aware of that either.
Can you say that one more time?
We have some linked history.
The Whispering Way's symbol is a gagged skull.
Yeah, I have it in the notes.
Yeah, I heard that part. I was trying to figure out the linked history thing you guys were talking about.
Oh, he has a...
Yeah,
go ahead.
That Scott read, this flashback that Scott read about my my past, the gentleman, Aaron, was running down a tomb hall or a mausoleum hall or a tunnel of some kind.
Yeah.
And he had a book in his pack that had a emblem of a gagged skull on it. So
Cool.
Yeah, so I remembered that, and then I guess I missed the part where Josh had one too in his story. So that's why we're saying like we might have some overlapping in our backstories.
No, I didn't physically have it, but I think it was like the head of whoever I was with. Yeah,
The lieutenant, yeah.
the commander. The lieutenant was the woman.
This
Oh,
is what their symbol looks like.
Cool as hell.
Oh, that looks awesome.
I would like to change teams.
They look like the Dark Brotherhood, but gagged.
Yeah.
Let me verify one more thing, and then we can go. We can move on. Just make sure that.
You put them away already?
Where the fuck is?
Okay. Yeah, I'll be up writing for a while. Sorry, the baby girls just got dropped off next to me. They're in their pen.
You also know that on one of the on two of the books that were in one of the first episodes, or one of the books.
It was in the chest, right? Wasn't it in the chest?
Yeah, one of the books had a symbol of a gagged skull on it called the Umbral Leaves.
Yeah, I don't have any of that written down because I wasn't taking notes then, so I'll have to go back and add those later.
Isn't that the one that we have to take to our Ustalav?
Lepistad.
Sorry. Lepistad. Isn't that like one of the books we have to take over there?
Mm-hmm, yep. Or
Gotcha.
you don't have to, but you can. If you
We should.
would like to.
It's heavily implied. But we have to wait a month.
We're still, yeah.
All right. 9:30. We'll call it, and we'll pick it up next week.
Okie
You
doke.
sure we can go for another half hour if we need to?
That's up to you guys. I just know that you like to. Drew, you good, or you want to go for another 30 minutes, or you want to call it
Another
quits?
30's fine. Another 30's fine. Then I gotta get going. So
we'll go till 10.
Let's
all right.
go, baby.
So you guys have, it's dinner time. What do you guys want to do? You have done your research.
Carrion will look at Zaid. Do you think that maybe we should link, or we should, excuse me, we should read that the book with the same emblem as the Whispering Way, or do you think that is a fool's errand?
I believe we might learn things that we wish we didn't know. I do not like going around messing with deities and gods that are not the Lady of Graves.
I also do not like to stray away. Go ahead.
Sorry, am I in this, or is this just you two?
No, we're all here.
You can be in it too. Yeah, we're all just kind of we're.
Okay. I guess you turned to him. I don't know if this is like a thing.
No, interject whenever you want.
Like, yeah, I just think she was talking to him, like to kind of get it going. I wouldn't say it's just between us two.
Well, I certainly don't see any reason not to. Besides your squeamishness around other deities.
Well, you may partake then, but I will have nothing to do with it until I know it is safe.
How unsafe are we talking?
Madness can appear in a variety of ways, and I do not wish.
Let me roll. Whoever wants to know something about the book, roll a D100, and I'll tell you what you can figure out from it.
All right. No whammies. Big bucks. No whammies.
Only one of you can do it.
Yeah.
No, he did 81.
81.
Okay. You know that.
Sorry, it was already in there.
That's okay. So the book itself, you know, the name of it is called The Umbral Leaves. And the book is in reference, hold on. Let me look up this word because I don't know what it is. Okay. You know that it is the shorthand translation of an unholy book of something or someone, or you don't know, but something's name of Zon Kuthan.
Oh, yikes.
You don't know what that is, but you know that it's in relation to something.
What sort of knowledge do we
Can I
need
do a
to
knowledge
check
religion
for?
on that? I, Josh, know who Zonkathan is, but I don't think Zaid necessarily does.
You can attempt it. The DC is extremely high.
Well, then I can't reach it.
Do it.
Maybe we
Unless
ask Kendra about
somehow you
Zonkuthan.
guys combined can
Yeah.
do a 30, then do it.
I only have a plus
What
4
knowledge is it?
religion.
What's the knowledge? I have a +4 too. So
Yeah, we can talk.
could we?
can talk.
We should ask.
Yeah.
Could we ask Father Grimborough or about Zonkuthan?
I can tell you he doesn't know.
Could we ask Kendra about Zonkuthan?
She won't know.
Okay.
Can we ask me, Josh, about Zonkathan? Because I know.
Let me see what Google says about Zon. No.
He's probably like a prophet or something.
Well, I'm not gonna
Is
say
he
anything.
like is it like a Daedric thing from Skyrim or whatever?
It's not good.
Ah, cool. Well, the Daedric
should-
ones are really
Okay,
good.
so we shouldn't read it.
You did read it.
You too.
Skimming through, you know that it was
Oh,
shorthand.
you're saying I did. That's what the 100 was.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
You can. We'll say that you, when you get back to the house, you have read through it or skimmed through it or something, but you can't discern all of it because it is written in a way where it doesn't make sense to you on what it is.
Sure.
It is a translation of something.
Mhm.
It is a translation of something. I
And
can't.
the two holy men will not read it.
They have declined.
Yes.
But you can tell that this is the symbol on the front is an exact symbol of a gagged skull.
I don't really know where to go from here since no one wants to read this book. But I'm not,
Okay.
I didn't go mad. I'm not dead or anything.
No. Nope. Just
see, pussies. It's totally fine. Come on.
all right. I'm gonna grab all of you. I'm assuming you're not going to. Oh my gosh! What is that? What did I just do?
What did you just do?
Oh, that is so cool! Look at this.
Where are we?
What the hell just
In the middle
happened?
of a field.
We're in a cornfield.
Nice.
Look at this.
What cornfield?
Yeah,
No.
right.
Behind the. Yeah.
What are you doing with it?
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, look at this. I can just grab you, and then I right click, and I can. Look at that. That's cool. All right, what are you guys doing?
We don't see anything. Only you can see that.
I'll say you're the
Oh, is that how you can do that? Josh, if you're a GM, you can highlight everyone and click us, and then right click, and it gives you distances from everyone.
I did not know you could do that.
I'll take a picture and show you.
Take it with your phone, like super blurry. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I like smudge up the screen and stuff.
Yeah. Okay,
Make sure
so at the house I read the book. Nothing happened. Nobody else wants to read it. So the book is useless. Okay, we'll move on past the book.
Okay, what do you guys want to do? It's dinner time. You want to go visit Carrion? You want to sleep? You want to check on Gibbs? You want to go to the Laughing Demon? You want to circle jerk? What do you want to do?
How many?
Ariane. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask when's the town hall again?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days from now. Okay.
I mean, we all know that Zaid wants to, get frisky with Kendra, but what else does anybody else want to do?
Ariane kind of wants to go talk to the professor's friend, the apothecary.
Jominda?
Yep.
Is
her store still open?
It is not.
Okay.
It is closed. You know that you have a couple more hours until the town hall shuts its door. The forge is open. The Outward Inn is always open. The general store is open. You can visit the jail. The Laughing Demon is open. The apothecary is closed.
Let's go in the forge and see if we can talk to any one of the townsfolk that about the polls. You know how it said about the town hall meeting or whatever. Maybe we can go ask some of the locals if they're having the same problems that Gibbs were. Or they noticed anyone acting a fool, kind of.
I was gonna suggest if we could go talk to the lawman or whatever, the guy who's actually running it, the sheriff. Yeah. Do you think
you want to go talk to him?
Talk to the sheriff or talk to the townspeople?
Berkshire wants to go talk to his best friend, the sheriff.
Well,
okay.
The group talk to the sheriff. It's up to you guys. I don't. That would have been my thought, because he'd probably have a more of an aggregation of all the stories as opposed to one or two people.
Sure. I mean, let's do that then.
Bosrath, how's your charm feeling? I think you're the only one who's not hated by the sheriff. So. That's it. Okay. Sheriff is in the jail, I'm assuming?
He's in the town hall.
He's in the, well, you don't know. He could either be in the town hall or the jail, depending on the night's activities. But Karen is in the town hall.
Yeah, I guess we can go to the town hall then. To the group, I guess. Do you guys want to go talk to the sheriff, see if he's in the town hall? And if he's not, we can go to the jail. And if he's not there, then we can go get a drink.
Can we skip to the third step instead?
No, we need your charm and charisma. We can't do this on our own.
Yeah, I like to do that sober.
He might need a drink to interact with Karen.
Yeah. let me lube the pipes a little bit.
Okay, lead the way, Bosrath.
You gonna
move us, Scott? We're gonna move ourselves.
I was like, Scott, can you just move
bitch?
We don't actually have to go to the bar. I'm just being a shithead.
Yeah, no, we ignored that.
I mean, if you want to figure out about things that are happening in the town, the bar is probably the best place to go.
Oh, that's a good point. Why don't we head to the Laughing Demon real quick? Just
I feel like we should go later because people will be a little more lubed up and able to speak a little more freely. Don't you think?
What time is it right now, Scott?
He said dinner time.
About 6 or 7. So sun's setting. Well, it's awful overcast every day here, but
let's wait an hour. Let's wait. Let's try to get there around 8 or 9. We'll go to the Laughing Demon.
Okay. You know that the forge is open, the silk purse is closed, the apothecary is closed, the inn is always open, the general store is only open for another hour. jail's always open, and the town hall's open.
Town hall. Can I perception check outside the town hall for no reason at all?
Sure, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
What did you get? A 9?
15.
Are you just staying back, Josh?
Oh no, I thought Scott was moving all of us in that group thing.
No, he declined.
Yeah, he said.
He said,
"Fuck
"Move
you."
yourself, bitch."
Yeah.
That's
did.
rude. I move all you guys in our campaign.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm a lazy bitch, so.
No, I was reading our notes.
Anything interesting around the town hall?
Yeah, I mean, you see some people walking around, mainly going, looks like they have ended their night. You see people like with bags from the general store. You see a couple elves that are going into the outward inn.
Can I go run over to the elves real quick? And since I'm an elf, can I just go chat with them real quick?
Yeah, do it.
Ariana will say, pardon me. I know you don't look like you're from around here, just like myself, but I was wondering if you heard any weird rumblings lately. We saw that there is going to be a town hall meeting. I didn't know if you heard anything as to why.
That's a good question. We are only here for one reason. The one of the most famed forges in all of Western Ustalav is right here in Ravengrow. And we are here traveling to refine our weaponry as we head east.
What
We are
if you
not
don't
from
mind
around
me?
here.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just they're not from around there. That's it.
Oh, but Elven blades, they are among the best in all of Galarian. Why would you need to come to this little town to go to this forge? It can't be that great.
One of them chuckles and says, "You must not have met Jorfa. Jorfa is by far the best. She is a master of the forge. That little dwarf, even though dwarves themselves are despicable, she, however, is a master."
Joffre is a master. I had no idea. Well, I do bid you safe travel and thank you for your time.
If you get time, you should visit her. She is the longest standing member of this town from the days of old.
I'll heed that warning. Thank you very much. And she'll go back to the group. And she'll say,
Go ahead.
I think someone who might be able to help us better than the sheriff might be the master blacksmith in the forge.
Okay, sounds good.
So, the forge is still open, Scott?
I think it is.
The forge is open, yeah.
Can we go talk to her real quick?
Sure, yeah.
Do they sell weapons there?
That is a good question. They do, yeah.
Oh, sick. Let's go.
Okay.
Delete, delete, we're there.
We don't have to fucking perception anything outside of here, right? Just okay.
Yeah, you see See a giant dragon swooping in, only targeting you.
Okay, good. Well, at least I'll survive again. All right.
You little paranoid there, Estrada.
Maybe. Town freaks me the fuck out.
Okay.
Says
so
the bird.
you enter. I'm assuming. Do you want to enter all at once, one at a time? You want to kick open the door? You want to shoot a fireball at it? What do you want to do?
I don't have fireball, and I don't think it's wide enough for all four of us.
I think
I would say just respectfully go in. I don't think kicking down the door.
Okay. All right. You open. Oh shit! Did I lose my page? Okay. All right. You see a dwarven lady. I did not think you guys were going to go here, so let me find a quick dwarf. Real quick. Oh, not that. Let me find a dwarf. Character. Need a dwarf. I need a dwarf lady. All right. While I'm finding a dwarf lady, what do you want to do? You just want to like browse around? You want to go up and talk to her? What do you want to do?
Who wants to go up and talk to her?
I can do it.
Okay.
I approach the real quick before I do this. What is our goal here? What are we trying to do?
I have no idea.
I would say like the goal for Joffre is to like find out any like peculiar
Jorfa.
rumblings. Jortha, sorry.
Jorfa. I'll spell it. Jorfa.
Can we get a picture of Jorfa?
I don't have a picture of Jorfa, but I'm gonna find a dwarf one that you can use your imagination with.
Dwarf lady, can I get to the yams? You know.
She is very attracted to you.
Or get in line. Karen came first. Okay. I
Bozrat's the reverse Leonardo DiCaprio.
I only fuck older women. Strictly. If they're not dying, I'm not interested.
That's right.
She is very old.
She is very old. Of course she is.
Just
I would
as
see like if she knows anything about like the Whispering Way, or if like she thinks Father Grimbro is like a good person, like like things like that.
I have a plan. I think I know what to do here.
So you guys know how long ago Harrowstone happened, right? Like it
how
was.
long have you been there, or
no? How long ago, like the Harrowstone fire was? Like it was. Like
wasn't it 40 years ago, or something like that?
Yeah, it was multiple decades ago.
But Jorfa would have been alive then.
She arrived. She arrived right like 2 months after Harrowstone was built.
So she would have been around for the fire then.
Yeah, she's old.
Okay. Cool.
So it's like, how can I impress upon you? She is old as shit.
Jeez. Cut her leg open and count her rings like a tree.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
All right. I approach the front desk-ish area and I look around. I don't necessarily see her. I assume she's in the back, and I lightly knock the wood and say hello. Kind of calling to see if anyone's there.
You see this dwarf come up from the back. She's got her working tools and an apron, one of those little metal, protector shield things. She flips it up and she goes, "It's awful late for a weeknight for visitors. How can I help you?"
I look at her and I say, "We're sorry to I hope we weren't interrupting. My friends and I were pointed in your direction as far as fuck, how do I want to word this? We understand that you're the best blacksmith essentially ever. Some elves in town told us to come your way for some wares. I hope now is a good time.
Oh, you must have heard that from Legolas. He is a frequent visitor in these parts.
Man, you're not really creative, are you?
Whew. That was
Damn,
good.
that was good. Yeah, that was nice. Glad we can have that.
But yeah, she says she gets a lot of people who seek out her services.
Gotcha. They said you've been doing this here for quite some time. Is that right?
I mean, it's been, I can't even count the number of days or years.
I was gonna say, how about yours?
But it's all I've known for a long time.
You should ask her about the professor in Harrowstone.
I was getting there.
Okay.
You can't just barge in, grab people by the collar, and be like, "Tell me what you know."
Tell me it. No.
Where's Rachel?
Where is she?
My ears perk up. I'm like, oh, then you would have known Professor Lorimore then.
Oh, yes, he was a little bit of a kook, if you ask me. But this is a area. This whole region is kooky, if you ask me.
I gesture back to everyone else in the party and I say, my friends and I here were actually summoned here by Professor Lorimore to help him pass on after he had passed away.
Oh, yes, I heard about that tragic accident he found himself into. It was definitely one that he should have stayed away. Everyone knows around here that Harrowstone is not a place to visit or trifle with, but I guess he knew the risk that he took by going there, that old dilapidated building.
Yeah. 1 second. Yes, I'll put it all in the morning. Cool. I look at her kind of puzzled. I say, it sounds like you know a fair bit about Harrowstone.
Yes, I watched it grow from a wee babe up into a burning pile of ash.
Slay's really cheerful.
She's old.
She's just a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. Huh?
Old doesn't mean negative Nancy.
She was kind of happy too. Jesus. This is also a woman who's old and is an iron worker, so how do I want to word this? I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure I get the words right here.
It's hard to be the face, man.
Specifically says in the book that she is tight-lipped. So.
Not after Boshat's done with her.
Yeah, those lips open.
I started
have some loose lips after that, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
I started unbuttoning my shirt and saying, "Are you sure you can't tell me anything?"
Let me brush these cobwebs off of my downstairs beard, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I just felt my dick go inside my body. No, I say, out of curiosity, we're pretty curious about Harrowstone ourselves, is there anything you could tell us about what happened to that day?
It was, I feel like you could just sense the evil in the air. It was one of those days where you thought it would never end. Bells ringing, people fleeing and scared and screaming. And then all of a sudden we just saw this huge burst of flames. And it was just what happened to the warden and his wife is just terrible.
His wife was in there too?
Oh yes, his wife died in there as well.
We didn't know that, right?
I don't know.
I have no idea. You'd have to ask Josh.
Josh, did we know that?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm out here acting like it's brand new.
It's new to me.
Okay. And I asked her, was there anything about that day? I know it was you could feel, as you said, you could feel the evil radiating. Was there anything else that seemed off? Anything that stuck out to you that maybe what leading up to it or immediately after?
Just the screams of that day are ones that I'll never be able to purge from my mind. I have, even in my soldiering days in the army, I can never remember screams like that. And ever since then, it's just been this daunting sore of a memory for everyone in here. At least to the older ones of this town. The younger generation doesn't even really know the story behind it.
Could you ask if she like knew the warden and his wife, or escaped? Yeah.
Yeah. Were you acquaintances with the warden and his family?
You know, I had a good relationship with them up until the fire. I think, as with most people who remember that day, the life was sucked out of them and their joy. The warden and his wife were such a lovely couple. He loved her dearly, and her him. I just remember her leaving from her house as I was standing, just south of here, below the bridge, watching this tragedy happen. She darts past me and runs into the building and never comes out. And it just, we used to call her Vess for short. And Vess was just, I don't think she could live without Livar.
You knew his name, right? Yeah.
Ivar Hakran.
Yeah,
Ivar Hakran.
Some people say that with all the evil that is in there, that her spirit is the only thing that prevents the evil from escaping.
Wait, what was her nickname? The wife's nickname was Vess?
V-E.
Yeah.
Vess.
Okay.
Just like
Her
the
name was
statue.
Vessoriana. Vessoriana.
Okay, I don't know if I wrote that down last time.
I think we found out that the VE was for her. Yeah.
Is her last name also Hakran?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, continue. I'm just doing notes.
If anyone else would like to offer guidance here, it would be appreciated because I'm kind of flailing here and I don't want to waste this woman's time.
This imaginary woman's time.
I would just ask about what about the Whispering Way? Unless you want me to role play it out.
If you
Anybody
want
can talk to her. You don't need a
if you want to chime
diplomacy
in,
check to talk to her.
that would be
Okay.
pretty chill.
I'll
Odds
just say,
are, Aryan, you know of her from your time living here. Everybody knows of her. She's like, she's like the haunted, not really haunted.
She's the
house,
Wright
but
brothers
she's
of this town.
Yeah, exactly.
I would just Ariane will just chime in, just say, have you noticed any peculiar actions from the townsfolk? We noticed on the polls that there was been some weird misdoings, dead animals, missing items, what have you, and we have a town hall meeting in 2 days' time. Do you think you have heard of any of the misfortunes of anyone else?
After that tragic day, I keep to myself mostly. I don't necessarily interact with anyone except for Luthko and Marta Avanaki, who run the general store. They're the only ones that I really interact with. Every once in a while, the sheriff will come and do an inspection in here, but I don't pay attention to most people.
I see. Could you tell us anything about the Whispering Way? We know that seems like there's an affinity for them around here. I didn't know, did it start here? Do you know anyone who would know anything about that?
I don't even know what the Whispering Way is. Is it a different type of religion, or I do not know of anything like this.
We don't know either. It just seems odd and peculiar.
Yes, I do apologize. I do not know anything about. What did you say it was?
Oh, nothing at all. It was just if you don't know, then not important.
Sense motive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just want you to put all your ranks in sense motive.
Literally the most paranoid player of all time.
Oh, baby.
Tell me your secret, hag.
You're sensing motive on if she's lying.
Yeah, about her knowledge of the Whispering Way, right? Yeah.
You know that everything that she has said so far is truthful, and she doesn't know anything about the Whispering Way, or even know what the Whispering Way is.
That was a waste of a nat 20.
Well, rolling on important things like, I don't know, knowledge checks.
I know nothing. I am the Jon Snow of this excursion.
Yep, for sure. You should probably just kill your character and you can create a new one.
If you want to Venmo me $8, then sure.
All right, what do you guys want to continue talking to her? Do you want to ask her about her wares?
Oh yeah, let me I chime in and I say, what sort of weapons do you have as an offering currently? Or not as an offering, what sort of weapons do you have for sale currently?
I mean, any of the simple weapons, light and one-handed and two-handed simple weapons that are all masterwork. And I might, if you guys are willing to pay for it, I might have something in the back that I can inform you of, if that interests you.
My interests are piqued. What would it happen to be?
I have a +1 light steel shield and a +1 rapier.
Rapier?
Yeah. I was trying to say with a French accent, damn it.
Yes, because dwarves speak French.
Rapier.
There's
Hey,
nothing
you
that says
know
they
what she
don't.
speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. She can speak with a French accent.
Yeah, who am I to judge? I said, what do you have in the ways of a great sword?
I can specialize in hammers. However, great swords are not of my specialty.
Ah, I see. Well, out of curiosity, what do you have for a hammer?
I can give you a masterwork warhammer, but that is about all I have.
Is it 30,000 gold?
What are the stats on that? Hello?
Warhammer.
Also, masterwork is like good, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's +1 to
Gives
hit.
you a +1 to hit. It is a 1d8.
DJ, if you already have a great sword, it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
I would say,
6, so no.
like, if anybody's looking for something, I would say that the +1 light steel shield, if you have a shield, that's not bad. Gives you, like, I think a +2 total to your AC, to your shield AC, and then a +1 for rapier is good for Dex characters. Bersha.
I have a dagger with me already. You think the rapier is worth getting? Is that what you're hinting at here?
I mean, it's +1 to hit, +1 to damage, and 1d6 with a crit of 18 to 20.
What would a standard? How does that compare to like a standard dagger? Is it there's no pluses and I still roll a d6 on the thing?
How often are you gonna use it though? You're a bow guy.
I mean,
right?
probably not. But
Yeah, I
Or
don't use
gal.
it very often. I used it on the fucking snakes or whatever attacked us at the very beginning.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's stick to my dagger.
If you want my honest metagaming tip, I would just save
money.
your money, because honestly, if you're going into a dungeon, you'll
get better
probably
stuff.
find loot down there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm
I've
good.
been itching for loot, man.
Huh?
Just-
What?
I said I've been itching for loot, man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we gotta eventually head to Harrowstone, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly when that happens.
All right. You
Think
guys want
we
to
need to
talk
get all the-
Jorfa anymore?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think we gotta.
Jorf is useless.
I wouldn't say she's useless. She told us a couple things.
I was just being glib.
All right. It's 10 o'clock. We can go a little bit longer and you can finish out the night, or we can end here.
Let's
I
end
gotta
here.
get going.
Yeah,
I gotta get going.
Okay.